Hey folks, Dr. Gerstmar from Inspire Natural Health. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be listening to this. I hope you're having a great day. Yesterday in the podcast, we talked about accountability partners and how having people on board, supportive, and also holding you accountable is a key factor in someone's success. It's a multiplier, greatly increases the chance that someone's going to be successful. If you haven't listened to that podcast, I recommend you go back and give it a listen. Today, I wanted to continue the theme and talk about, for most of us, who is the single most important person that we need to have on board, that needs to be supportive of our process. You ready for it? Okay, for most of us, the single most important person to have on board is our spouse or significant other. Our spouse or significant other. One of the predictors of whether someone is going to have success, they're going to reach their goals, they're going to deal with their digestive issues or their autoimmunity is, do they have a supportive spouse or significant other in their life? Over the years, we've seen many tragic stories. It makes me insane. And honestly, I've never felt like punching husbands typically more than having dealt with this, where we'll see a wife come on board dealing with digestive issues or autoimmunity. She's ready, she's willing, she's able to tackle it. She's ready, willing, and able to make changes, to take things, to do things. She's at a place in her life where she's going to deal with this, going to improve things for herself and often for her family and her spouse as well. And then to see sometimes just the lack of support of her husband, or sometimes even the straight up sabotage that's happening. I've never been closer to wanting to punch people before than in this process, to see someone trying so hard and then either being held back or completely sabotaged by their spouse. And the chances of success in these cases is almost zero. And for those of us, for younger people, having their parents on board, similarly, it is a key factor here. One tragic story I can remember was a young person who was dealing with ulcerative colitis, an autoimmune disease of the intestines, caused a lot of pain, a lot of bleeding, a lot of diarrhea. It's a very unpleasant, scary disease to have to deal with. And mom brought the child to come and see us, and we got working, we were getting some results, but all along the way, dad was second guessing the whole process. Well, I'm not so sure about this, and why did the gastroenterologist, the conventional regular doctor who specializes in a person's digestion, why is that person telling us that diet has no impact on what's going on, and the only option that's available to us is to put our child on drugs? And we had a number of discussions about this, and dad simply could not get on board. And even though we were getting some good initial results for the child, they were feeling better, things were beginning to improve, dad just couldn't get on board. Dad kept second guessing mom at every step of the process, and ultimately they decided they just couldn't move forward. It was the right decision, but to see that whole process short-circuited, again, maybe would the person have needed drugs? Possibly. There are some people who need drugs. It's just a fact of life. But A, it's possible that this person wouldn't have needed drugs at all. Or B, the other aspects of what's going on were getting skipped now. So it's okay if someone goes to drugs, but it's not okay to skip the foundations and the basics that are going forward. And ultimately, we see that happen when a person's support system, whether it's parents, whether it's a spouse or significant other, or other key supportive people in a person's life, whether it's a brother or sister or whoever it might be, the major important supportive people in a person's life need to be at least broadly on board with what a person is doing. So the question for you is your spouse, significant other, or key support person on board with what you're trying to do? Do they support you in making the changes that you need to make to get the results that you want, to change your diet, to change your lifestyle, to take some supplements? Do they support you in investing in this process, investing your time, investing your money, investing your energy? If they do, awesome. Your chances of success go way, way up because you have that support, and to some degree you have that accountability partner in your support person. If they don't support you in this process, boy, there is no easy answer for what to do about this. First is to be aware that our significant person in our life doesn't support us in this process. So obviously we recommend first thing is to sit down with them, hear their objections. Why don't they support you? Do they think there are no other approaches? Are they worried that the person you're seeing is a quote unquote quack, right? And they're not real, or they don't know what they're talking about? Are they just plain anxious or worried for your health and want to make sure that you don't make the right decision? Do they understand what you're trying to do, what your approach is, the time frame? Do they need to talk to the healthcare practitioner to better understand what's going on? And that would set them at ease. So these are all things that need to be worked out if you realize that your spouse or your support person is not on board. Do they understand the situation? Do they understand your desires? Do they understand your goals? Do they understand what the person you're working with or thinking about working with is going to do? All of these things come on board. Can, through a discussion, hearing the other person, the non-supportive person, why are they not supportive? And making sure they understand things from your side as well. So you understand them, they understand you. Does that change it? In many cases, that is enough to change the situation. Often it's that our support person doesn't really understand what's going on, what's going to be done, why it's going to be done, what our goals and wishes are. So often that's enough. And so that is the key and most important step to take there. Unfortunately, sometimes we recognize that our support person is indeed a toxic person. They just don't care, or they're just not willing. Husbands who are not willing to invest money in helping their wife to get better. It's like you'd rather spend money on a TV or a new car or vacation or what you want to do rather than investing in the health and well-being of your wife. I don't know what to say. Sometimes, unfortunately, those people in our lives are toxic people, and there is no easy way to say this, but sometimes as part of our healing process, we need to minimize or get rid of those toxic people in our lives. And again, I know it is easy to say that, but it is truth. Over the years, we have seen that sometimes as part of the healing process, we need to break relationships. We've seen, husbands and wives need to separate. Not easy to say. Sometimes counseling doesn't work. Sometimes the situation is just too far gone. And truly part of the healing process is a separation. Sometimes we've seen that older children need to separate from their parents or their adults because the situation is just too toxic. So in the scale of things, first, sit down, talk with them, understand where they are, understand where you are. And sometimes that's enough. Second, maybe some counseling or some other work to get to some of these issues that have damaged the relationship. And third, if that piece doesn't work, sometimes minimizing or separating from those people is what is truly necessary. Now, we've recognized that this factor is so significant in a person's success or failure that we've actually changed part of our screening and interview process. Before we agree to work with someone, we need to talk with them, understand their goals, understand what's going on for them, understand where they're coming from. Are they the type of person who's actually going to do the work? Not everyone is, and that is okay. But our work is not for everyone. We need to make sure that we're the right fit and we can actually help someone. We don't take on anyone who is not a good fit, who we don't feel that we're going to get results, because we don't want to waste their time. We don't want to waste their money. We don't want to waste their energy. Right? We want to work with people that we are confident that we can help so that it's a win-win situation. Well, as part of that interview process now, that screening process, we have made it mandatory to at least have a short conversation with a person's spouse or significant support person, because we need to know, is that person going to be supportive of the person? Are they going to help and support them? Are they going to encourage them to make the investments of time, money, and energy that a person needs to get better? If the answer is yes, wonderful. Well, then we found out the person is the right match and their support person is on board. That is priming everyone for success. If either of the other answers, no, they're not the right person. They're not ready, willing, and able to do what's necessary to get the results that we can get for people, or their support person is just not on board, it's great to know those answers, because then we don't move forward to work with that person because their chances of success are very low. All right, folks, so the bottom line here is this key supportive people in your life. Think about the 1, 2, or 3 major supportive people in your life: a spouse, a significant other, a parent, a best friend, whoever it might be. Are they on board with the path that you are taking forward? Can they support you in making changes to your diet, or making changes to your lifestyle, taking supplements or medications, or doing treatments, or seeing healthcare practitioners, whatever it is that is right for you? Are they on board and supportive? If they are, wonderful. You know you have a key piece in your back pocket that is going to help you succeed. If they're not supportive, then the question is why. First thing you need to do, sit down and have a heartfelt discussion with them. Hear their concerns and issues that are going on. Explain to them what you want. Does that get them on board? Yes or no? If the answer is no, could some sort of counseling or some work like that help to uncover some of the issues and bring this person onto your side as a supportive ally in the process? If the answer is no, I don't have any easy answer here for you. We may need to minimize or separate from that person so that they don't consciously or unconsciously sabotage or drag you down, prevent you from reaching your goals and having the success that you want. All right. So as part of our process now, we always speak with the key supportive person in your life. Hopefully other doctors or anyone you're speaking with will do the same to make sure that those people are on board. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Listen, we've talked about our process, but if you have digestive issues and autoimmunity, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're ready to do something. You are ready to invest some time, money, and energy in beating this thing and getting it under control and getting back to a bigger and better life, not limited by the things that are going on for you. You are coachable, open-minded, and friendly, willing to work with someone. Then let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation. We want to know about what's going on for you and your goals, so we can know if we are the right people to help you. And then as part of the process, we want to speak at least quickly with your support person and make sure that they are on board as well. So if all of this sounds good to you, you're ready to get going, ready to deal with your digestive issues and autoimmunity, then just reach out to us. Give us a phone call, send us an email, or drop us a message. Let us know that you're interested in having a chat. It's great. We'll have a chat. If we are the right fit, if everything works out, wonderful. We'll talk about next steps and we'll get going to help transform your life. If we're not the right fit for any one of the reasons that we've talked about, listen, that is okay. We will do our best to match you up with someone else who is a better fit for you. So you'll leave the call feeling calm, confident, and happy, because you'll know what the next best step is for you, and you can get on with transforming your life, with living a bigger and better life, and not letting digestive issues and autoimmunity hold you back. All right, folks, so give us a call, send us an email, or drop us a message. Let us know you'd like to have a conversation. We will set that up, and we'll have a chat. All right, folks, until next time, take care.